Jonas Savimbi was born in 1934 in Monhengo, Portuguese Angola. This small village, nestled in the heart of Angola, was a place of humble beginnings for a man who would later become a significant figure in the country's history. His father was a station master and a preacher, roles that were highly respected in their community. These positions not only provided for the family, but also instilled in young Jonas a sense of discipline and moral duty. Savimbi attended Protestant schools established by missionaries. These schools were among the few avenues for quality education available to African children at the time. The rigorous academic environment helped shape his intellectual abilities and broadened his worldview. He excelled academically and earned a scholarship to study medicine in Portugal. This was a remarkable achievement, considering the limited opportunities for higher education available to Africans under colonial rule. His time in Portugal exposed him to new ideas and perspectives. While in Portugal, Savimbi became involved in clandestine political activities. The political climate in Portugal during the 1950s was charged with anti-colonial sentiments, and Savimbi found himself drawn to these movements. He joined the MPLA, a group fighting for Angolan independence. The MPLA, or the Popular Movement for the Liberation of Angola, was one of the key organizations striving to end Portuguese colonial rule. However, he later grew disillusioned with the MPLA's ideology. The internal conflicts and differing visions within the MPLA led Savimbi to question their approach and ultimate goals. He shifted his allegiance to anti-colonial sentiments and the pursuit of an independent Angola. This shift marked a significant turning point in his life, as he began to seek alternative paths to achieve his vision for Angola's future. This period proved pivotal as it ignited his passion for politics and set the stage for his future endeavors. Savimbi's early experiences and education laid the foundation for his later role as a prominent leader in Angola's struggle for independence and his complex legacy in the nation's history. In 1966, Savimbi founded Unita, the National Union for the Total Independence of Angola. He positioned Unita as a rival liberation movement to the MPLA. Unita gained support from rural populations and garnered international backing. Savimbi proved to be a charismatic and shrewd leader. He effectively presented himself as a champion of the oppressed. He leveraged Cold War tensions to secure support from the United States and South Africa. His leadership propelled Unita into a formidable force in the fight for Angolan independence. After Angola gained independence from Portugal in 1975, the nation was filled with hope and aspirations for a peaceful future. However, this hope was short-lived as a bloody civil war erupted, tearing the country apart. Unita, with Jonas Savimbi at the helm, quickly became a key player in this brutal conflict, fighting for control and influence. They fought fiercely against the MPLA, which had formed the government and was determined to maintain its power. The Angolan Civil War soon escalated into a proxy war, drawing in global superpowers. The United States and the Soviet Union backed their respective sides, turning Angola into a battleground for their Cold War rivalry. Savimbi's tactical acumen and Unita's guerrilla warfare tactics allowed them to hold their ground against the better-equipped MPLA forces. They also received significant support from apartheid South Africa, which saw an opportunity to counter Soviet influence in the region. Savimbi's movement thus became deeply entangled in the complex web of Cold War geopolitics, influencing the course of the Angolan Civil War for years to come. Factors leading to Savimbi's decline. Despite early success, several factors led to Savimbi's decline. Internally, accusations of human rights abuses and authoritarianism damaged Unita's image. Savimbi's leadership became increasingly autocratic. This alienated potential allies. Externally, the end of the Cold War significantly weakened Unita. With the collapse of the Soviet Union, the MPLA lost its main backer. This shifted the balance of power. International pressure mounted on Savimbi to seek a peaceful resolution. Death and legacy. Jonas Savimbi was killed in a clash with Angolan government troops on February 22, 2002. His death was a significant event, not just for Angola, but for the entire region, as it marked the end of an era of prolonged conflict and instability. His death marked a turning point in the Angolan Civil War, paving the way for a peace agreement later that year. The peace agreement brought an end to nearly 3 decades of civil war, allowing the country to begin the long process of healing and rebuilding. Savimbi's legacy remains complex and contested. While some view him as a hero who fought against oppression, others see him as a warlord whose actions led to immense suffering. He is remembered by some as a freedom fighter who challenged colonial rule and fought for the rights of his people. His early efforts were instrumental in mobilizing resistance against Portuguese colonialism. However, his legacy is tarnished by the brutality of the Angolan Civil War. The conflict resulted in the loss of countless lives and widespread devastation, leaving deep scars on the nation. His authoritarian tendencies and human rights abuses overshadowed his early struggle for liberation. Reports of atrocities committed by his forces have marred his reputation, painting a picture of a leader who was willing to sacrifice his people for power. Savimbi's story serves as a cautionary tale of the complexities of revolution and the fine line between liberation and tyranny. It highlights the challenges faced by revolutionary leaders in maintaining their ideals while navigating the harsh realities of prolonged conflict.